Libra, welcome to Majesticas Tarot. And if you've been here before, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing June 30th through July 4th. It was a full moon last night. What messages do we have for you? So we're going to get some full moon messages and then we're going to get into it with the tarot. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If it resonates, please hit the like button, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And if it doesn't resonate, check your other placements. Roles can be reversed and time is fluid. So I already have the cards shuffled. Let's get started. Spirit guides, ancestors, what do we have for Libra? June 30th through July 4th. Libra, you need to look at the bigger picture here. Could be dealing with the Sagittarius. Do not let your pride get in the way. Full moon in Leo. And your commitment is being tested. And this is full moon energy here. What do you need to release? So let's get started. Spirit, what do we have for look at the bigger picture for Libra, June 30th through July 4th? You know, we have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Empress here, but it is in the reverse. And we also have the Sun card. You could be dealing with a Leo, but this is in the reverse also. I feel like you have to choose between something. You're juggling trying to figure out do they love me? Do they love me not? Type of energy. Doesn't have to do with love. I don't have that right now, but you're trying to figure out what is going to change the game and work best for you. Because you're not seeing something in a person. You're not seeing what's really going on with this person. You're dealing with a Scorpio. You could also be dealing with an Aries. I feel like you ended something. You ended something that was very unhappy here. But you're beginning to think it over. You're beginning to think it over, like maybe you made a mistake. You're trying to figure out what went wrong. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here. It seems like you and this person just agreed to disagree. There's not a lot of energy between you and this person. I'm not sure quite why. You felt like this person was up to your standards, but then again, you also feel like there wasn't a lot of communication and it wasn't making you happy. It was kind of killing your spirit. This could deal with just money, but here you're trying to look at the bigger picture here. Clearly. You felt like you were stuck in a marriage with no communication. Maybe not a marriage, but a higher level of commitment. But there wasn't a lot of communication at all. I do believe the person that you were dealing with, I don't know if it's what you don't see, they had very low confidence in themselves. They were also naive when it came to others. Somebody could have lost a child, and that's why they were so unhappy. I don't know if you know that or not. But this person has, is not the person they were when you met them. They're very low vibrational. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands. You want victory, you just don't know if it's with this person. So let's get this person's energy. Spirit, tell me about Libra's person's energy. This could be a family. You have longevity with this person. You could have investments with this person. I feel like you're sexually attracted to this person. But there's something you're not seeing with the Moon card. They're hiding something from you. Tell me more. What are they hiding from Libra? They've lost confidence. Which I told you earlier, they don't have a lot of confidence. I don't know what it is, but something they had an opportunity of doing, and it could have been what I've said 5 minutes ago, or 3 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago. Hold on, let me get one more card. They had an opportunity and they lost it. So they're healing. And when somebody's healing, everybody has different ways of healing, but I will tell you that when you're healing, it sucks. It does. You're going to go through the bad before you go through the good. It's going to get worse before it gets better, but it has to happen. It has to. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. Tell me more about this person. This person had a very difficult decision to make. I almost feel like they were at war with themselves. I don't even know if they don't even know if they wanted to talk about it. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups. They were very confused. They had a lot of things going on in their head in order to make this decision. Their mind was going a million miles a minute. Spirit, tell me about Libra and don't let pride get in your way. You could have got a new job offer and you decided not to take it. You could have possibly felt like these people were, oh, there's a word for it, but I can't think of what it is. You weren't going to get what you were worth. You had no desire of this opportunity of working with these people. Mm. Yeah, it's in the challenge position. This job could have been, you felt like you were worth more than what this job offered you. This could have been a remote job at home, doing something online. I felt like they didn't have the benefits you wanted. I also feel that you were forced to disconnect from this connection over here. You didn't want to, but, and I don't know what forced you, okay? But you were forced to disconnect from this person. Maybe because of pride, because it says don't let pride get in the way. You turned down a job here. You felt like you were forced to disconnect from this person here. Yes. I do feel that you have quickly moved to an opportunity, either to become a teacher or to move towards a higher entity for help to move on, from this energy, possibly not this person, but this energy. So now your opportunity for love has dissipated. So you moved away from this, the relationship is dissipated. And to be truthful, an opportunity also that you have to have with yourself here to figure out is I also feel that you've lost financially as well. And with the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck, you are grieving over this scenario. Okay. There's something you need to release. Well, you've released a lot, but you don't know if you've made the right decision. So, so tell me a little bit more about Spirit. Your commitment is being tested. Is this commitment to love? Seems like. Is this commitment to work? Could be. You feel like you have to work harder now? Now you feel like you're working harder and not smarter. Now you are in a conniving energy because you're pissed off about the things that have happened over here. You kind of even want, I mean, you're just feeling like conniving. Like you just, oh yeah, well, I'll show you. But it's because you're angry about what has happened and all the stress that's been put on yourself from this whole situation. So now you feel like if I would have just left, none of this would be happening. If I would have just left in the beginning, none of this would have been happening. I don't know if it's from your relationship or your job. If I would have just left, none of this would be happening. I'm not taking that. It'll come back out. It's just because all these cards came out at once and it just overwhelms me sometimes. And I'm like, no. 2 or 3, I'm fine with that, but well, I seriously think that you would love to give an apology to possibly your job or the job that you had or the job that you turned down, or this person over here who has lost something and has been depressed and disappointed, and you kind of ended it over here. But you're holding back your communication. Why is that? You know, street card is Leo. They're very stubborn people. They have a lot of ego. You're like, F it. I give up. I made the wrong call and I'm just going to keep it moving. I'm just going to keep it moving and keep going down my, here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. You'll be dealing with a Scorpio. You're just in a sulking energy. Yeah, you've given up. You're like, I don't even care anymore. I can do better all by myself. Yeah, but you keep going back and forth in your head. We have celebration. 3 of Cups. This is what you truly want. The 6 of Wands over here that we got at the bottom of the deck. That's what you truly want. So what's stopping you from getting it? Something's stopping you from getting it. Your commitments are being tested because there's a lesson here. There's something you need to release. Spirit, what does Libra need to release? Number one is procrastination. You want to go from 0 to 350 in a week. And if that doesn't happen, then you're like, I'm out. Your 10 of Pentacles is in the challenge position. Your options are in the challenge position, and the Hierophant is in the challenge position. Your money, your relationship with yourself, and the options that you have in front of you are all in the challenge position. And you're still juggling over here with the 2 of Pentacles, just like you were doing over here. What does Libra need to release, Spirit? Well, first of all, you need to release the fact that you're never going to have an opportunity to be happy here because you're not happy with yourself right now. So, I think you need to understand that everybody starts from the bottom and works their way. Yeah, see, every time something goes right for you, you're like, well, I did all that for nothing. No, that's not true. Everybody has to work up. Grieving. That's exactly what it is. There's so much holding back in this situation. I'm going to tell you what you need to release. You need to release your ego. That's what needs to happen. There's so much holding back. We don't have the Emperor in the reverse. We do have the Empress in the reverse. I mean, we got a lot. Oh, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Here it is. As I was talking about it, here it is. Knight of Wands. So I feel like you were conniving before, right? And now because you're not getting your way, like you want to be conniving again, because you don't want to start from the bottom and work your way up. You're impatient. We're the Knight of Wands. They're impatient people. Like they're ego driven. You're holding back over here from giving an apology. For what? Because of your ego? You're holding back over here and not talking. Because of your ego. Ego. Okay. What's the advice? We're going to bring in the biblical deck. Spirit, what do we have advice for Libra? You have some work to do on yourself. And you need to stop being naive to that. You need to take a breath, let your guard down. It's okay to not feel like I'm going to go in there and do this. I don't have that much time, blah, blah, blah. No, it happens in divine timing. Whatever's meant for you will come to you. But if you keep pushing it away, it ain't coming. Like I said, you want to go from 0 to 350 in a week. And if you don't, you're blocking things. You're like, forget it. I'll just go over here and do it over there. I'll just go over there and do it over there. And then you just stop talking your opportunities. You need to have some boundaries with yourself. The bottom of the deck is victory. Six of Swords. It is here. You have to let your ego drop. You need to look at the bigger picture. Listen to other people, try to figure out what's going on with them before ending something. You need to look at the bigger picture. If you turn down an opportunity for a job because you're not making enough money at it, well, maybe at first you won't, but then again you will. Or maybe you should just go ahead and get a job, take this job until you can find a better job. Well, I'm not I'm just reading the messages, okay? You can do what you want. And I'm just reading the messages. I'm not judging you. I'm not patronizing. I'm just reading the messages. You can do what you want. I don't judge. Do what you want. But I'm very passionate, especially when I want to help somebody. Sometimes too passionate. But Libra, that is what I have for you. I hope it helped. I hope it resonated. And if it did, please hit the like button, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you have a fantastic week and stay blessed.